Electricity rates in California are double the national average, and they might be rising from here. Our guest today is Jim Boyd, who's the former California Energy Commissioner and former CARB Director. He's here to tell us why their electricity rates in California are rising and what's coming next.
There's past practices that have built an expensive base that just has continued itself to get larger and larger. The long-term contracts were expensive, and they added a new level to the base of California rates and regulation. So that adds to this stacking up over time of decisions that are made.
The rates are a lot higher than the rest of the nation. It's almost double. Why is that?
The last time I looked, it was about 96% higher than the rest of the nation, and that's an average across the whole state. PG&E is 104% higher than it used to be 10 years ago. There are a lot of current analyses of what's wrong with California. I'll start with them, but I think there's past practices that have built a base on an expensive base that just has continued itself to get larger and larger. Currently, the number one thing on most people's analyses that I tend to agree with is the wildfire situation. Utilities are damaged by wildfires. Their infrastructure gets burned, and it's expensive to replace, and they have to replace it. Infrastructure costs go into the rate for electricity, and ratepayers pay for it. Utilities have been found to have started way too many wildfires through their equipment being too close to trees, and something happens and a fire starts. Their wires are maybe a little old, and they are easily knocked down, or they break and they start a fire. Their transmission system, as well as their distribution systems, are aged. I won't say they haven't kept up with them, but one wonders a little bit. But they start fires, they have to pay for replacing their own, and then they pay monstrous liability costs because they're found guilty of starting the fires. In all of this, then I think they've all come to realize our infrastructure is old, and so they are replacing infrastructure like crazy. That costs money. All infrastructure costs are passed on to ratepayers. That's one thing that private utilities get permission to do. A fact is a fact. Probably there's some profit built in there every time the rates go up too, but that is number one perhaps.